Alright, so Mike's already got a little bit of a head start, but I'm going to show y'all what the inside of a gun looks like, the KL12, after about 800 rounds of action shotgun. A lot of people have been talking, saying that it's a little bit more dirty and whatnot, so we're just going to have a look at it together right now. Mike's already got a head start, like I said. He's got his gun apart. I'm going to catch up real quick. So basically, take my bolt carrier out. You can look on the inside, it's actually not terrible. And then the next thing, I'm going to use an adjustable wrench to open the gas system.
We are not using grease anymore. Originally we used a white lithium grease or like some Lucas oil grease, but now our recommendation is light oil, Radco lube, Lucas oil,
just a thin oil,
Liberty lube, some kind of light oil that, you know, your favorite light oil.
Good point. So now I've got my gas tube out, and I think Mike's already done this, and this will kind of help out whenever it's time to clean out the gas port or solvent. Just take that, a couple of drops in there around the edges, and that should soften up that fouling there. Then next thing you want to do is actually wipe the inside down. Again, if you look in there, it's not terribly dirty for 800 rounds. So we're going to take this microfiber, wipe the rails, wipe the boltway there.
Usually go ahead and just take the safety out, but leave you know, the rest of the fire control group intact.
Okay, good point. Just to do that, all you have to do on these guns is just actuate the safety all the way to 12 o'clock. Then it just comes right out to the notch. I have a two-part safety. Some of y'all have a single-sided safety, so you won't have to deal with this little button here.
But yeah, and that rag is just a microfiber rag, kind of a heavy-duty one, and it's heavily impregnated with COP because we just use it, you know, until it's basically wore out, and we'll start a new one, and we spray all the COP into that.
Cool. So when it gets grimed out, we just, like you said, start a new one.
If you have the benefit of being somewhere that has compressed air, it is nice because you can kind of just blow a few things out. We've got a little bit hanging right here.
Yep. So we'll grab that
your rails or try to under the fire control group, make sure there's nothing there.
So what you'll do is just take it. You want to cover it up because you don't want it to spray everywhere. But just work that nozzle down the rails, inside the lug channels. And that's pretty good right there. What's the next thing you're going to want to clean, Mike? The bolt and bolt carrier?
Yeah, I mean, so the bolt and bolt carrier, and you know, we'll have photographs of it. I photographed mine before you clean it, but basically just
push it back. Yep.
Lay it on your rag there. Wipe the heavy debris off, of course.
Yep.
And then once you've done that to those two items, you can also do your safety if need be. Usually the bolt carrier are the two dirtiest items.
It's always a good time when you're cleaning to inspect everything. Yeah. It's just make it a habit, and it'll bring you a long way. And then just for the bolt carrier, you're just going to want to wipe the grime off and soot and fouling, and you'll notice that there's not terribly a lot of fouling.
No, so the action shotgun so far has been superior ammunition in all ways to all other birdshot we've ever shot. The one area where it's not quite what we want it to be is it does have a bit more fouling in the gas block area than we experience with double A's. Now, double A's burn super clean, but to be completely honest with you, they have some of their own issues. The action shotgun is a superior ammunition, the hull superior, the design superior.
I don't think it's failed a plunk test or a case gauge yet.
And as of right now, our recommendation has and still is to clean your gun every 500 rounds.
And this is 800, and it's not that bad.
800, I'm close to 1,000. You know, that's too much. So if you're going to go to a major match, clean your gun.
So before we lubricate this, I think we'll show you a quick trick. You're going to want to use your op rod here. In the KL12, it has a notch here. That notch you can actually use to retrieve your gas piston. gas piston, or puck as Mike called it earlier. You're going to want to wedge it in there and just gently pull, and you'll notice that this one comes out and it is pretty dirty, and we'll show you how we clean it here.
So it looks like the bore solvent actually penetrated down the walls of the gas block all the way to the front of, of the puck, right?
Sure did. And then you can see that wadding and that fouling and all that stuff as I just scrape it out. So
if Lan would have immediately started trying to remove the puck without some bore solvent, or even after the bore solvent went immediately to start working on it, it would have taken more elbow grease. So
probably would have punched myself in the face with it.
right. We know from experience. So,
Yep.
So the thing is he, master stage planner here, he decided to hide his gas block soaking time by cleaning his receiver, and then now the gas puck was easy to remove with the notch and the op rod.
That's right. And then so the cleaning of the gas block is pretty simple. What you're going to want to use is a good dental pick. We're going to have a couple sets of them available. We'll put those online here soon. But basically you're going to want to look down there and going to want to pick out any kind of debris and fouling. And you're going to notice quite a bit. You may notice, your mileage may vary, but it all depends on how much and how many rounds you've shot, and then how long you've let it sit in between. So basically I use that dental pick to pick out most of that debris. I'm going to take it out and then turn it upside down.
You got the curved one over there?
I do not have the curved one over here. No, I have a straight one, and I have, this one? The one with the small angle? Yeah, the little S-curve guy. So that's also a good one. It allows you to get all the way into the ports and kind of clean everything out. See, look, Mike's got a little bit more trouble there, but still he was able to retrieve it with that op rod and the notch. So go ahead.
Yeah, and so the other thing is the bore solvent's going to soak in past your puck and actually soak into the fouling, pancake, we call it. And then that will potentially make it easier to remove, and sometimes it will come out in one piece, sometimes it'll break up into 2, 3, 10 pieces.
Yep. And so Mike's using that little S guy to hook out the debris. I'm going to show you what mine looks like. I'm going to try to, but you can see there's some debris down there, but most of it I got that fouling out and that wadding out. So we're going to continue to pick it out, and then we're going to, yeah, maybe UPS. So I'm going to continue to pick. Mike's going to go check the door real quick. So once you got that, once you got all that picked out, you're going to want to take that good old compressed air like Mike was talking about earlier, and I just cover it up and blow it out. So again, you're going to want to look at it and see how clean it is. And if it's good to go, it's good to go. Another thing is, go ahead, Mike.
Oh, all right. So.
Oh, you got your pancake.
Dr. Pimple?
Wafer.
So here we are. That's, honestly, it's probably close to 1,000 rounds. But it all came out in one piece. And honestly, you need to make sure there's not a little boulder sitting in there that's going to cause you a problem or whatever. But I could just wipe that out with a rag and put my puck right back in it, which I'm going to do, and go right back to practicing.
Yep.
If it was a major match, I may spend a bit more time cleaning it a bit more so I could hear it rattle, make me feel good and all that. But honestly, you get that out of there, make sure there's not any additional large pieces, wipe it out with your same rag there, compressed air, and then get back on the range.
If it does require any deeper cleaning and stuff like that, you can use a stainless steel brush. You can just get that, scrub, scour all that debris and all that fouling off of your piston here, your gas puck, and then the inside of the gas block as well, and then do that to your satisfaction. And once that's done, blow it out. Again, do not put any kind of lubricant or oil in the gas system. The gas system is a dry system.
Yeah, the bore solvent's got like an oily base to it. It's going to leave behind a little bit of residue. That's perfectly fine. So you don't have to use some type of solvent to completely dry it out. But just wipe it down well with your rag. Remove any large pieces, and then receiver back together.
Yep. So again, we're about to go practice, and like Mike said, we're just doing a quick cleaning just to get back out on the range. So after he blows it out, we'd make sure that the channels, the self-cleaning channels are clean. If those are clean, you can just put that gas piston back in there and you're good to go. Then reassemble as you disassembled in reverse. So gas tube in, go ahead and put that lever down. Open it up. I took the safety out earlier, so safety goes back in the opposite way. So you put it at pointing 12 o'clock, slide it into the receiver. If you have a single-sided safety, just swing it down. If you have a two-part safety like me, you have to put the button on, then you can swing it down. As far as lubrication, let's take a look at this real quick. This is called the Z channel, or that's what we call it. I put a little bit of oil in there. Then there's railways right here. You want to oil the railways. Put a dab right here at the bottom of the bolt carrier. Then go ahead and put the bolt tail in. Get the lug to go into the Z channel. Then you straighten the rails of the bolt head. And then I apply a thin layer of oil along those rails. A dab right here at the bottom. And a dab right there where the bolt tail goes in. Once that's done, flip it over, insert the op rod, get it to the back of the receiver, push down. What you're doing is you're defeating the hammer, so you're pushing it down to where the bolt railways will slot into the rails, push it on forward. Then, small drop of oil in the recoil system, right, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, the drier it is, you can call it a small puddle. If it's already, essentially a fresh wipe down.
Do you put any oil on the top or anything?
Again, if it's super dry, I'll actually do a little bit along the very top, just
so a little drag, drag it all the way out.
But yeah,
there you go.
And then
so slot your recoil button into the rails back here, and then shut your dust cover.
That's right.
And that's it.
So, Lan, you have a QD mount, but you also have a mount that allows you to operate your gas tube lever on your KL12 without removing the optic. I'm currently still running a low Trigicon style mount that has 2 points.
Yep.
And so I can't operate this gas tube lever. So I have some little vibratory pin marks that I know where my optic is, and honestly, it holds 0 every time. So all I do is just basically watch where those marks are and torque them back down to 6 o'clock, and then it's good to go. Just pay attention to the notch that you were in on your rails, because it did shift my my 0 when I went back a notch, and I realized it and then went back one more. Good to go.
Got it. So yeah, don't be afraid to have to take off your optic. I mean, it's not a big deal.
And then
if you got a quality mount, it should return to 0.
That's right. You pass me the oil.
Here's the oil. And that's about it, guys. We're about to get on the range. We got another 1,000 rounds to shoot between today and tomorrow, and a pallet before World Shoot.
Remember, just light oil. It doesn't attract as much fouling, dirt, debris. We do bag our guns at major matches in between shooting, and
And you'll notice a quick look here. You can see where my bolt carrier rests in the resting position, and look at Mike's as well. You can see that. A good indicator that you're gonna need to clean the gas system is when that starts to creep back a little bit.
Yeah, it's actually so the carrier has a stop on the trunnion right here, and then so it's an ingenious design of this rotating bolt head and the short stroke. So actually, as fouling builds up in the gas system, the carrier can be pushed away and back, but the bolt hasn't unlocked. So the bolt doesn't start unlocking all the way to here. So theoretically, you could have this much fouling and the gun still run. Now, you probably would have issues at some point, but right now, 1,000 rounds of action shotgun pushed it out about that far right there.
A fat eighth, right?
No, probably just inside of an eighth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. It looked a little
I
bigger over
it's
here.
hard, again,
Anyway, if you see that, it's a good indicator.
They pushed it out by the smash center of this, not the around the ring, but yeah, about 1/8 of an inch, let's just say, right?
There you go.
This was inside the gas block on the other side of the piston, which pushed the op rod back.
And it will reduce the gas volume, and so if you let that build up too much, then you're taking up a little bit of gas volume there.
Again, 500 rounds is what we recommend. It's as a manufacturer.
That's 1,000.
It's a good benchmark. This is 1,000 rounds. So.
Yeah, so it's not that hard, and if you can't clean your guns, guys, then I don't know what to tell you.
I will say overall though, because we've shot a lot of different types and brands of ammunition, and you know, dirty means a lot of things. So, so this, honestly, I bet there's a lot of plastic in here. We shoot very fast, and you know, it could be some of the wadding and things like that. Also, the compensator has very little buildup in it, similar to what we experience with AA's and clean ammo, so to speak. Dirty ammo will leave like oatmeal, like caked inside your comp. And then also inside the receiver, the debris inside the receiver was a minimum, fouling was a minimum, and then the handguard has what's typical on there, and the gun wasn't completely smoked out, which I've seen with other brands of ammo.
Got it. All right, well, that's about it, guys. It's the update to the cleaning process for us here. Again, we lay off the lithium grease and we use a thin oil. Use it of your the brand of your choice, and see you on the range.